Hello class. Today we will begin with another chapter, that is theory of consumer behavior. So far we have done demand and the law of demand, the various factors affecting it, etc. In this chapter we are going to study that how does a consumer decides that what amount of quantity should he consume, should he or she consume. Now we all know that the consumers, they have limited income and they have to buy the commodity as a particular price. So how do they decide that what would be their consumption level with their limited income? Now, in order to understand this, we also have to assume here that the consumer is rational. Rational means he knows what is good and what is bad for him, and because a consumer is rational, he will always try to maximize his satisfaction. And how do we maximize our satisfaction? By consuming the goods and services. Now, the other term for satisfaction is the utility. Now, utility is used in two senses. One is total utility and the other is marginal utility. Now, a consumer will always try to maximize his utility. That means his total utility has to be maximum. So he always tried to maximize his satisfaction, and the point or at the level of consumption where the consumer maximizes his satisfaction, equilibrium is a condition where a consumer maximizes his satisfaction with his given income and has no tendency to change from that position. That's called as equilibrium. So what is equilibrium? It is a state where the consumer will neither want to increase his consumption nor will he want to decrease his consumption. Now, in order to understand this, let us first understand the concepts of utility, total utility and the marginal utility. In the previous class, you all have already studied that total utility refers to the satisfaction derived from all the units of commodity consumed. So it is the sum total of all the utilities derived from the consumption of all the units. And marginal is the satisfaction derived from consumption of one additional unit. Let us understand this with the help of an illustration. Now, suppose the units consumed, say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have total utilities and then we have the marginal utility. When there is no consumption, there is no satisfaction, so TU is 0 and MU remains undefined. Now, when we are consuming the first unit, the total satisfaction derived from the consumption of this unit is say 10. So what will be the MU? Additional unit is giving him a satisfaction of 10 units. Now when he consumes the second unit, he has had the first unit, now he is having the second unit. The total satisfaction derived from the consumption of these two units, the first and the second units both, it becomes 17 units, utils. Now, what is the satisfaction derived from the additional unit, from the second unit? You will get this by minus 10, that is 7. This additional unit, the second unit, is giving a satisfaction of 7 utils. So this is the MU of the second unit. Third unit gives a satisfaction of, say, 22. So 22 minus 17 gives you 5. Fourth gives you of 25. So here you get 25 minus 22, 3. At fifth unit, it is still 5. So this becomes 0. MU over here is 0. 25 minus 25 is 0. And sixth unit, it becomes 23. So how much does it become? Now it becomes 23 minus 25, which is equal to minus 2. So we have seen here the law of diminishing marginal utility. As we consume more and more units of a commodity, the satisfaction derived from additional unit, that is MU, keeps on declining. So this was the law of diminishing marginal utility. Now, if you plot a graph from here, you can see here, you're plotting a graph. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. This represents the TU and MU, and this is the units of the commodity. You take this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You take from here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now you all know how to plot the graph. At the first unit, at 0, TU is 0. So we are first plotting the TU. At the first unit, TU is 10. At second unit, TU is 17, somewhere here. At the third unit, TU is 22. Will come somewhere here. Fourth unit, it is 25. Fifth unit, it is still 25. Sixth unit, it becomes 23, somewhere here. Now, if you join these points, you're getting a curve like this. This is the total utility curve. Now we have to get the MU curve also. MU is undefined initially. Then at the first unit, MU is 10. So from where does the MU curve starts? It starts from the same point. At the second unit, it is 7. So it will be somewhere here. At third unit, it is 5. At fourth unit, it is 3 somewhere here, and at fifth unit it becomes 0, and at the sixth unit it is minus 2. So minus 2, say it's somewhere here. Now when you join this curve, you get this curve. So this curve shows your mu. Now from here we can take out the relationship between mu and tu. Now what is the first relationship? As long as mu is positive. Now see here, when mu is 0, what has happened to tu? It is maximum. Mu is 0 and tu is maximum. So from here you can get the relationship. First is, as long as mu is positive, tu keeps rising. Mu 0, tu is maximum, and third is mu becomes negative, tu falls. So this is how you have to write the relationship between mu and tu. And this question is most often asked in the council, that what is the relationship between tu and mu? Show it with the help of a graph or a diagram. So whenever this question is asked, you will draw this diagram. There's another diagram in your book where you have represented the tu and mu on a separate graph. I have plotted on the same graph. So you can make it that ways also. But when you are drawing it, you must keep in mind that the tu and mu, they fall in the same line. That means, I'll just show it to you how to do it. You can draw it like this. Make two graphs simultaneously, one over the other. So, this represents the mu. This is the units or q. This is q and this is tu. You make the tu curve from origin. It starts, reaches maximum and starts falling. This is your tu curve. Now, the point where tu is maximum, you draw a dotted line and let it fall on the, let it meet the x-axis of the other curve. Now we know that mu curve does not start from 0 or from the y-axis, because at 0 output mu is undefined. So you start from a point here and you will let it slope downwards. The point where this line meets the x-axis, you will let the mu curve cut here, and this is how you draw the diagram. So if you are making the showing the relationship of tu and mu on two separate graphs, this is how you will make it to show the relationship. And if you are making under the same graph, then this is how you're supposed to make it. Okay, and then you have to write down the three relationships between mu and tu. The first relationship is, as long as mu is positive, TU keeps rising. MU is 0, TU becomes maximum, and when MU is negative, TU starts falling. So much for today. I hope you have understood the relationship between MU and TU. In the next video, we will take up the cardinal analysis approach to find the consumer's equilibrium. Till then, stay safe and take care.